welcome to an Average Joe Outdoors. I'm north of the border in Peebles, so just on the outskirts. I'm about to do some hills, Birkscairn Hill and Dunrig, and a couple of others on a bit of a horseshoe. It takes the Cross Borders Drovers Road. Weather's a bit dull at the moment, but we've had an amazing week weather-wise. But the weather's gonna suddenly clear up again later today, maybe at lunchtime, where it's gonna be getting well into the 20s. So it's gonna, a bit of a choice of footwear, what to wear. It's gonna be a bit soggy underfoot, but I'm gonna try and brave it with some approach shoes rather than boots, because it's gonna get very hot later. So hopefully it's going to be kind to me. I'm staying on the top, so hopefully there's less bog up there, but who knows, eh? All right, best get to it. I'll see you on the trail. Typical fashion. It's getting steeper now. Just met a nice local who's collecting slope berries for a gin. Trying to get an invite, but I never got one. Sun's just starting to poke through as well now. It'll be a hot day, I reckon. So I'm just starting to emerge from the glens, and the weather's been fabulous all week, but this morning it was quite murky, and in the cloud and the fog temperature's very low. You're always deliberating what to wear, you know. Do I put my big boy pants on, my long trousers, or my shorts, knowing that the forecast is midday it's going to be getting into the mid-20s. Brilliant sunshine. Looked at the radar, looks like it's going to back that up. But just starting to hit the sun now, and it's a fresh breeze, but the sun already is red hot. So I've got my shorts on, my approach shoes. Going to risk the bog, suffer the midges. Got my midge spray anyway, but it's quite breezy, so that's a blessing. Keep the temps down a little bit on me in the midges bay as well. Look at that view. So beautiful around here in the borders. I'd suspected and hoped. The terrain is really quite dry. We are going over the tops. I am going over the tops. Still part of the old Drovers Road, and then I think it branches to the left and we carry on up the hills further, but no bog at the moment. I doubt if I'm going to escape scot-free, because there's always one of them bastard of a bog which is all year round and it looks fine, and then suddenly when you're not looking you end up to your waist in there. Yeah, but so far so good, and because the weather's been so dry and hot for the last few days, I think for once I got the footwear choice right, until I find a bog later on the way down. Kirkhope Law now. Nice, getting close to the lee side that you come across. So as that mist hits, it gets really chilly. But yeah, we're at 537 metres, Kirkhope Law. We're heading to that one next. See up the driver's path, and that's 661 metres, and then from there I'll be able to see Dunrig. Yeah, next couple of tops, and hopefully stop and have something to eat and drink in some glorious sunshine. Right, for this chit chat, let's crack on. This is Birkscairn Hill, 661 metres, clouds now burnt off. I kid you not, it's showing 24 degrees now already from about 15 in the clouds up there. So anyway, there's still inversions in the valley, so it's really spectacular. But yeah, time to actually get some sun cream on, some midge repellent, and heading then over there. Something to eat. State Law Cairns, I think. .680 metres. Amazing views. And up here, that chap is just in front of me. Just at the top of there, about another, it's less than a kilometre, is at Dunrig. And that's where we're going to stop for lunch. What a day. So I am now actually. No, I'm at the trig point at Dunrig. It's 742 and 744. There's two heights given. I suspect the trig. Well, you tell me which one's higher, the summit or the trig in Dunrig. I suspect that's a couple of metres higher along there. But yeah, 742 and 744 metres Dunrig. Made it at last. Right, perfect spot for some lunch, I think. Right, I'm going to crash now. Great spot for lunch. So that's where I'm, when I've had lunch, that's where I'm going to go next, is over, swing round, down and then back up again. That's probably the last climb of the day, and it's like a steady, long but steady run back behind these hills, back down the other side of the valley that we came in on. Before I set off, I just wanted to have a quick chat about the drovers paths, or the old drovers paths. I can give you a brief history, but it's definitely worth talking to a historian if you wanted to look into it deeper. It's quite a fascinating story, actually. These paths, I've left the path now. I'm on a lesser track now. These paths are hundreds of years old, and the drovers used to bring their cattle and sheep hundreds of miles from the highlands and islands of Scotland. Each drove was between 100 and probably 1,000 head of cattle. They would go to the markets in England. I mean, far south, hundreds of miles. They'd be on the go for weeks. They'd even come from, when I say the islands, that Isle of Skye and Isle of Mullen. And I don't know if you've ever been, but the Glen ferry between the mainland and the Isle of Skye, it's a little tiny ferry. It goes over the probably the most turbulent, well, arguably some of the most turbulent waters in the UK. And they used to drove the cattle before ferries and bridges, like I said, across these incredibly dangerous stretches of water. They're in there with these cattle just so they can go to the markets in England. It's a real tale of hardship and, well, I guess togetherness as well. And they'd come over the mountains if it was a more direct route. It was good grazing they were more interested in. But yeah, that was if you look into the droving paths in Scotland and the drovers, it's definitely a fascinating history. It was a real hardy bunch they were. So yeah, and that was one of the paths that I walked on the way up here. I've left that path now, but hundreds of years old, steeped in history. Definitely worth checking out the history of that. That's me. I'm all packed up. That was my little picnic spot. Got cleaned everything up. I could stay here for another hour actually. It's so peaceful, off the beaten track. There's a hiker in front of me, staying about some distance right the way up. It's the only guy, apart from one mountain biker, who's staying at the same campsite in Glen Sax that I am. Bumped into him and this one hiker. And that's nobody else. It just adds to the wilderness really. So yeah, I'm going to head up over. The hills are bigger than they look because that hiker is this way, and I can't even pick him out now. He's yeah, so I've got a ways to go. Plenty of daylight hours. It's about +1. It gets dark at 8 o'clock. Mistakenly, like an idiot, I've got my head torch. So I'm just mindful of that. I have plenty of time at the moment, but, you know, I'm just hoping that the access through all them, well, around that shooting party doesn't delay me or injure me. But, yeah, so I'm mindful of that, so I'll just have a steady wander around, and as soon as I get around here, I'm actually on the way back anyway, so yeah. Right, on to the next. That one is called Strum Meadow Hill. Unusual name. Well, let's get to it. Into true Scotland style. Come out of the bog, and all of a sudden, to totally pick up a motorway. At least you know your bearings are good. So this apparently is the Shepherd's Cairn. It's not very impressive, is it? But I guess when the weather's bad, any pile of stones is an indicator. This is Middle Hill. Heading that way to Broom Hill. Once we get to Broom Hill, then it's downhill all the way. But that's the route that I came up on. That one there. Left the drover's path around there, and coming back around. I think total mileage is what, probably 11 miles. Was it 18k, something like that? That's it, I'm all rested and fed and watered again, and it should all downhill from here, so I'm going to head down into the valley and hope I've got access back out again to the car. So yeah, I'll crack on now. Just want to make sure that I get the right way down. Yeah, it's all downhill anyway from here. Really do with a ice cold milkshake now. I don't know why that popped into my head. Anyway, making good progress. Halfway down. Colours are gorgeous here. The ochre of the The dying ferns actually. Looks really, really good in this light. So now we're back down to the main path through the valley. What I was looking down from up there, and the shooters were all parked over there. I think they're way up the valley now. I think they're still cracking a few shots off mine, but yeah, so hopefully I can get through and unobstructed and get back to the car. So it's about 3 kilometres, about 2-ish miles, straight back, hopefully with no issues. I'm allergic to guns. It's a beautiful but very long walk back. 2 kilometres to go. So that's me back at the car. That's turned into a bit of an epic day. That's nearly 14 miles. It's decent. The height is around just under 2,800, the total elevation. Boggy in places, but because we've had sunshine through the week, it was much easier than it would have been after a few days of rain. But yeah, it's extended the route to Birkscairn Hill, State Law, Dunrig, and then you've got to do a couple of others to start linking the horseshoe up. So there's Glensax Heights, Middle Hill, I think, Broom Hill. What was after that? Hundleshope Heights, great names, and back down into valley through Glen Sax, and yeah, it's the valley was gorgeous as well. The glen was absolutely beautiful. No issues getting out. They seem to welcome the hikers and the campers as long as you do it responsibly. So that was cool. But yeah, I'm ready for the campsite now. Something to eat and a cool beer or 3. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this this latest episode, if you like, latest video, and please like and subscribe. That really helped the channel, and comment if you like, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.